We are live. Welcome to the Dropshot episode 8. My name is Casey, also known as Razanon. I am joined, as always, by my good friend Tanner. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. And
Hello.
We are getting started with a new podcast format. So we're going to start doing the podcast twice a week rather than once a week. And our structure is essentially going to be every Wednesday and every Saturday, 7 o'clock Pacific time. The Wednesday podcasts are going to be focused on recent patches because the patches are 95% of the time on Tuesdays anyway. So we'll have the patch Tuesday. I'll play the patch Tuesday night, and I stream at that time, by the way, which can be conveniently found at twitch.tv/Razanon. And then so we'll both have an idea of how the patch is, and then we can deliver those notes to you really soon, like the next day, obviously. And then on Saturday is going to be our more free-flowing, kind of not related to news podcast episodes. So like this week, we're going to have one on the Damascus grind, tips for that, and then also tips on how to get yourself a nuke. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that at the end of this episode as a little preview. So this podcast might be a little light because we've already covered recent patches on Saturday. But going forward, we're still only going to be covering recent patches once a week. So most of the time they will not be as terse as this podcast probably will be. So bear that in mind. And without further ado, let's get started, because there certainly have been a couple things since Saturday to talk about. And the first of those is some nice fucking patch notes. This week in Call of Duty, new playlists, and more. So recently we got a blog post from our good friends at Activision. Let's see what we have here. So first of all, there's gunfight trios. So instead of the 2v2, which is the typical gunfight format, they're bringing back the 3v3 gunfight format, which I actually don't think I ever tried once, which I would really like to try, but there's always guns to grind and stuff, so like we don't end up doing it too often, Tanner and I. But
about threes?
Yeah, threes, gunfight threes.
Yeah. We haven't.
But also we don't really have a third that we play with very often. So it's a lot less enticing when we'd have to just pick up some random pleb, you know?
Didn't we play one round of it with Ben on the 3v3 Rust? We did. That was all we ever played.
We did, but that was snipers only.
Yeah, that was snipers only too. Good point.
Which is a lot.
That was pretty fun though.
It was pretty fun. It's fun. It's cool. And if you have two friends, if you're lucky enough to be that popular, which I can't, sympathize with, then that could be a lot of fun. So that's back anyway. The Mace Operator bundle is still in the store. And then there's also a 1v1 me bro playlist on Rust. That's an amusing name and an homage to the classic meme from 1v1 me Rust, which goes back to the inception of the Rust map. What was the first game that Rust was on?
Wasn't it MW2?
Wasn't it MW?
No.
MW2?
It was MW2. Yeah.
MW2. Okay, so that's a good, 10 years ago? Maybe more? It's fucking possible. So anyway.
Could be.
That's cool. So in that 1v1 playlist too, permanent UAV. And that's how people have always done like custom game 1v1s. They say they don't change any of the custom rule set except for constant UAV sweeps. And it was wise of Infinity Ward to take that custom rule set, put it into the global thing, and now you can get XP for it too, which is pretty cool. I wonder if you can. You probably can't. I was going to say, I wonder if you could challenge people to do that playlist and get XP for it, but you could boost super easily if you could. So I'm sure you can't do that. But
yeah, you would probably like try to pay me to boost you or something. So yeah, that wouldn't work.
All right. So let's see what else here. So now there is still that new map, Bazaar, for Gunfight. Still haven't played that yet. This is interesting. Activision released a blog post also called Modern Warfare Original, Kappa, Tactical Map Intel Cargo. So they like break down the gunfight map and like tell you how to do it and stuff. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Give me 1 second while my dog barks up a storm.
Know what they should be doing, though, instead of doing that, is just putting everything in the patch notes. That would be more ideal for sure.
Yeah, it would be great, but unfortunately, Activision is incapable of doing anything like that. So hold on 1 second. All right, so that's pretty much it for this for that little post, and then let's see what else we have here. Modern Warfare March 3rd update. Go ahead and take this one while I strangle my dog.
So March 3rd, we got a small update. Nothing crazy. Super basic, actually. In terms of playlist update, Shoot the Ship 24/7, which is fantastic. That's Shipment and Shoot House 24/7. So that replaces the playlist with Rust, which I prefer Shoot House for sure. So that'll be fun. We'll probably play that a decent amount. As we were saying earlier, 3v3 Gunfight is back. That took over 3v3 Snipers only. There's the 1v1 Me Bro. Again, UAV always on, and you can talk trash to each other in-game voice. So that's fantastic.
So I was a little confused about this because I heard I watched Exclusive Ace's video on this patch, and he was saying that what this means is when I reload and I say reloading, you can hear that. So I wonder if he was right or if you're right. Because when I read this without having heard that information from Ace, I thought what you thought. Like you can just talk shit to each other, like, oh, get fucking snapped on, idiot console peasant kid. For example.
I feel like it's both things. I mean, when you play free for all, you can hear everybody talking. Like it's not
you're
weird
right.
to like. It would make sense if you would just like imagine putting a 1v1 game mode and not allowing you to talk trash.
That's a good point.
It makes no sense. So
you probably can hear people on the mic.
That
would be a fun thing to stream, I think, especially if I get a little sauced up and just put on my M4 class like a real piece of shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's all I use though. So I have 10 M4 classes, by the way.
So beyond that, the boots on the ground war. This is the ground war mode with no tanks. But instead of realism mode, they took out realism mode. So now it's ground war, normal rule set. The only thing they did is take out the tanks. Except I don't actually think they took out the tanks. Because I was playing Farmland and there were a bunch of tanks on the map.
Well, people were probably calling them in.
I don't think so. I think they just broke the playlist. Because there were a lot. And I heard one person bitching about it. Like, dude, I thought this was no tanks or whatever. So
know what I'm thinking? Maybe you clicked on the wrong button to play Gunfight.
I thought that too. Dude, I got offline and I thought that too. I was like, oh, I must have just pressed the wrong ground war button. But then I think I saw on Twitter someone was like, yo, is this broken? Like, what's up here? What's going on? So I don't know. That remains to be seen. But I certainly would not be surprised if they meant to remove the tanks and they didn't. So now there are exactly 2 ground war playlists that are exactly the same thing. That wouldn't surprise me one fucking bit. So
yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. Give it a try. There's definitely no helicopters. So if there are tanks but no helicopters, that's the only difference. Then just go play regular ground war. Because the helicopters are actually useful. Like, why would they take the helicopters out of the boots on the ground one? It's not like you can shoot people with helicopters. And especially on a map like Tovorsk, where helicopters are really convenient and they're helpful for if you want to storm a roof and kill the people on the roof. If there's no helicopters, now you just have to run up the stairs and go through a freaking minefield like 1960s Vietnam. And that is going to be real challenging and real dangerous when you don't have the helicopter option. So even if this was a bug where there are tanks and there shouldn't be, they also need to add the fucking helicopters back in. I don't know why they would take them out, especially because they kept in the ATVs. Like, where's the logic there? I don't understand it. Do you understand it at all? Does it make any sense?
If the maps are that big, there needs to be some sort of maneuverability. That's why I think you're right with helicopter being in. So I played this one round. I only gave it one shot, okay?
Okay.
It was Tovorsk.
Okay, yeah.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game. I was so excited for regular ground war. I feel like Tovorsk was the worst map for it, though. I went over that one sniper building that Itchy's buddy showed us. I was like, okay, I hear guys sniping up here. Hey, is there an elevator there? Because I couldn't find one. So I ran up 14 flights of stairs.
There is, by the way. There is a rappel point, yes.
Okay, I couldn't find it, I guess. Yeah,
I'll keep that in
I
mind.
think I was on the wrong side of the building, so keep that in mind. So
Probably,
I ran up 14 flights of stairs. Like the last 4, I had my pistol out, fucking walking slow so they couldn't hear me.
Uh-huh.
I get up to the top. There's a proximity mine sitting there. I was like, I don't know how to play this. I tried to jump over. I didn't have EOD, and I didn't want them to hear it. So I tried to jump over it. Couldn't do that.
Yeah. So you died is what you mean.
Of course, here's what happens. I'm sitting there deciding what to do. A teammate blasts by me up the stairs. EOD sets off the proximity mine, blasts open the door, and then they start throwing grenades, flashbangs, everything at us.
Okay.
He runs back inside. Next thing I know, we're both dead. I took 5 minutes deciding what to do, and then the teammate just blows my cover. I immediately left the lobby. That was it.
That's hilarious. So he basically tried to bait you, and then you both just got shit on.
He's just a dumb shit. You know how people are like in this game? Like just
funny.
Busted. I'm like standing there with my deagle up, aiming at the proximity mine, thinking like, should I shoot it? And this dude just sprints past me and sets it off.
That's a Leroy Jenkins right there. Dude, that's funny.
That pissed me off. And then it was actually, I don't know, it was way more boring. Everybody was just camping in corners with like the weirdest spots I've never seen anybody go. Players were sitting there with a sniper. It was horrendous.
Dude, literally every time I play Tovorsk, I get headshotted from a new spot that I didn't know existed. And I've played Tovorsk quite a bit now. And every single time I'm like, where was that guy? And then I'm like, oh, you can go there? Oh, damn, that's crazy. Every single time. So, yeah. Like there's one, the most recent of those spots is on top of B. You can get on top that building. Now, do I know how you can get up there? Absolutely fucking not.
I've been up there.
Okay. Must be nice. But I couldn't figure it out. I was trying to figure it out for like the last 30% of a match, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, I guess he drove a helicopter up there. That was the only way I could figure it out. I was running inside the building looking for stairs, didn't see them. Maybe there's some crates to climb on top of. I couldn't figure it out. So anyway, that's my experience with Tovorsk. So Boots on the Ground War playlist is once again, great in theory, terrible application by Infinity Ward. So
we need to give it more of a chance. So Tovorsk was, like I said, probably the worst possible map to play that on.
Yeah, we'll give it a chance for sure.
Like
I'll keep that in mind.
Whatever it's Karst. Is it Karst?
Karst River Quarry, yeah.
Karst would probably be good, and so would Farmland.
Farmland would be good if there were no tanks, but like I said, I think at least on that map, they didn't take the tanks out. Karst, there are definitely no tanks.
Yeah,
I remember that. So, but we'll figure it out.
Hey, hidden patch notes: tanks not taken out of infantry ground.
Yeah, for real. All right, so they also removed giant infection. Don't care. Okay, so general fixes. Uzi sped up the sprint out time. So, as you guys may or may not know, as you guys really should know if you've ever played this game, the Uzi is shit, right? So we'll start there. One of the reasons the Uzi is shit is for a reason that is unbeknownst to me or anyone in the community. The Uzi by default has the slowest sprint out time of all the SMGs. Why? No idea. No clue. It's not a particularly heavy gun. It's not particularly hard hitting. There's no precedent for it having a slower sprint out time in real life, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I'm no fucking Navy SEAL, right? But an Uzi looks about as maneuverable to use as an AUG or an MP7, right? So why is the sprint out time so much longer? I don't fucking know, but it is. So wisely, they set out to speed up the sprint out time of the Uzi. Now, here's the caveat. Did they actually speed up the sprint out time? Absolutely fucking not.
Absolutely fucking not. Nope.
In typical Modern Warfare 2020 fashion, they've said they've done things in patch notes that they have not done. So like last time, oh, we made the RAM 50 bullets. They didn't make the RAM 50 bullets. Now they have. So again, they're saying, oh, we sped up the sprint out time for the Uzi. That's not true. So don't use the Uzi. It's still garbage. The sprint out time is not faster. This is fake news.
Grab him by the pussy.
So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about using the Uzi, because at least that note is wrong. However, what I will say is that this is at least evidence that they plan to speed up the sprint out time. So eventually we will get an Uzi with sped up sprint out time, which is good because it needs love. And that would be a very, very, very helpful change to the Uzi. I'm not sure if it would make it viable. I'm extra not sure because I haven't actually used any of the new attachments for the Uzi. But even with the new attachments, if it has low sprint out time, that's the whole fucking point of an SMG. So until they fix that, doesn't really matter what they do to it. It's not going to be good. So we did go over this in the last podcast on Saturday. But just to remind you guys, there are 2 new Uzi attachments. They didn't mention it last patch, even though they put them in last patch. But now they've mentioned it. So just to remind you, there's new ammo. It's 41 AE caliber. It's a higher caliber, so it's more damage, more range, less fire rate is what they say it is, but it's not actually less fire rate. This is why you guys need to subscribe to the Dropshot. Because if you read the patch notes and think you're informed, you're fucking wrong. It's just like reading the Huffington Post or the New York Times in 2020. You finish reading your little fucking newspaper like some boomer sitting on his porch drinking his coffee, and you put it down and you say to yourself, I'm a good citizen. I'm informed now. But you're actually less informed after having read that newspaper. So you need to go to other internet alternative outlets to get the real news, dude. And this is exactly analogous to that. You can't just read the Modern Warfare patch notes and think you know what the fuck is going on with Modern Warfare, because you don't. You absolutely don't. Some of the patch notes are lying to you. Some changes that happened are not in the patch notes. This is a clusterfuck of biblical proportions. So I'm here to tell you, for the Uzi, for example, the sprint out time is not faster, even though they said it is. The fire rate is not lower when you change to this caliber ammunition. It's actually a little faster based on testing by the exclusive Ace. So keep those things right the fuck in mind.
One thing to say.
Go ahead, Tanner.
When you were talking about SMG sprint out times and you were saying I'm not a fucking Navy SEAL. Theoretically, though,
as a Navy SEAL. Go ahead.
The Uzi is one of the smallest SMGs in the game, I'm pretty sure. Like, wouldn't you think the AUG, which is a way bigger gun, have a lower sprint? It's like, why did they just decide to destroy the Uzi like that? It's weird.
Exactly. And I think that's why I said the AUG too. Like, specifically when I think of SMGs, the AUG has to be the largest by every dimension. So length, width, height, weight, most importantly, it's just way bigger. So why would it have faster sprint out time? It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I don't know.
So keep that in mind.
But anyway, the takeaway from this diatribe, I apologize, listeners. The sprint out time is not yet faster for the Uzi, but it will be. So if you like the Uzi, but you still think it needs love, rest assured it's going to get that sped up sprint out time soon. I would bet on it. Just like with the RAM 45 to 50 change. This is going to mirror that scenario exactly. There was also a bug fix for PC with the shaders status bar. So that's cool, I guess. That is not a really big change, so. Oh, yeah. Nice fat drag on my vape. Crichton! What's up, buddy? Welcome to the Dropshot episode 8. By the way, just a reminder to the listeners, the Dropshot is streamed live on my Twitch channel, which can be conveniently found at twitch.tv/Razanon. So if you wanted to interact with the stream, ask us questions, have us answer them in real fucking time live, as I'm about to do right this second, right? Then make sure you go to my stream, smash the follow button, turn on notifications, and then you can be doing what Crichton's doing right now, which is interacting with your favorite podcasters of this century, of this millennium. So Crichton says, any information on the best gun in the game, cough 725, cough Kappa. No, there's no information on the 725. I wish the patch notes read, the 725 has been buffed. You know why I wish it said that? Because what that would mean is the 725 was nerfed. Because the patch notes are always wrong, and the 725 needs to be nerfed further. So,
you know, they do need to buff the 725, though. Know what they need to do?
What?
Is add a second barrel on top of the lower barrel.
Yeah.
So that you can fire 4 rounds without reloading, and make it able so you can fire all rounds at once with one pull of the trigger.
Absolutely. It should also be hit scan. It should also be hit scan, and its radius should be increased 300%.
Yeah, that would make it viable.
Yeah.
It's just so bad right now.
It's terrible. So, but welcome, Crichton. It's an honor and a privilege to have you here. And again, as a reminder to the listeners, if you're listening to this on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or Spotify, I want to say thank you. I want to remind you to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss the next episode for now and forevermore. And if you feel so inclined, smash the rating button. That would be greatly appreciated. So let's move on here. Codcaster. I'm scrolling through this and not talking about it. Because why the fuck would I cover Codcaster? No one cares.
The CDL kiddies care, but yeah, we don't talk about that here.
Well, dude, look it. Unless you're the codcaster for a CDL event, I don't see why you should give a fuck. Who's codcasting like a pub match? Maybe some people care. Maybe if you're a codcaster for scrims between the LA Gorillas and the Optic or whatever, then you would care. But you probably don't listen to the Dropshot. And if you do, you probably don't get your news here first. I would hope. God, I would hope. So we're not covering Codcaster because no one gives a fuck. So let's see here. We're going to go over that in a second. And then lastly, for this patch, Item Shop got a refresh with a variety of bundles. And the Mace Operator is still in the game. So there's some new little bundles and things. One of the bundles has both of the new Uzi attachments on it. So whenever there's new gun attachments added, like akimbo and shit, you have to do something to unlock them. So like, for example, if you want akimbo magnums, you have to like get 5 kills in a game 5 times with FMJ as your perk for the magnum. And then once you've done that, it's like a little sub challenge. Once you've done that, you unlock akimbo, the perk. The same thing is the case for the Uzi attachments. There's going to be unlock requirements that are relatively easy to get. But if you're balling out of control and lazy as fuck and you just want the attachments insta, you can buy this pack, which has both the attachments on it, and you'll be able to use it without having to unlock the attachments. So that's a bundle that's in the store. There's another bundle that has some bullshit on it. You can check that out. And then the last thing is the Tamaguchi. Tamaguchi, I think, is how people say it.
Tamagunchi is how they're saying it.
That's how it's spelled. I'm not sure that's how it's said, though, but I'm not a fucking weeb, so okay. I wouldn't know.
Here, did you buy it?
I absolutely did not buy it. So what this is essentially for... See, you kids out there probably don't know what a Tamagotchi is. I didn't really know what it is, but I knew that it was a toy when I was a young lad, a young warthog. And it's basically like it's a watch that so your character can wear watches in this game. You can choose which watch you have. It's a watch where you equip it and then you have like a Digimon or like a Pokemon on your wrist. And if you start killing a bunch of people, your Digimon gets all happy. It's super stupid. It's super fucking stupid. But it's in the game now. So if you're into that kind of thing, then you can go throw your money away to a company that is incapable of writing patch notes. So have a little bit of chat to catch up on here, Crichton. I'm ignoring your favorite podcaster comment. By the way, I might feel like playing tonight. Hell yeah, Crichton. We might feel like playing tonight too. So if you get on, let us know. Hit us up. And yes, the esports pro scene cry is it's only console. It's only PS4 specifically, actually. So.
Oh, we're gonna do an episode on that. I'm putting that in my notes.
Oh, okay, yeah, good. Do that.
That needs to change.
This is how old Crichton is. I know a girl that still has one. They actually sell them again, believe it or not. It's a thing again now.
You didn't have one?
Did you?
I'm pretty sure. Have you looked them up and see what they look like? Everyone had them.
Tanner, I've never been more proud to answer a question than I'm going to be right now.
So, okay.
Absolutely fucking not. Did I have a Tamagotchi?
Okay, so as you're talking trash
what is
about
wrong
this,
with
I want to bring something up here.
Okay.
Yesterday, which was March 3rd, 2020, this took place at 3:27 Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
Razanon himself said, "This Tamagotchi shit is so dumb. Looks like I'm buying it." So hey, you better be buying it.
I did say that in the Instagram chat, and then I went home and I was like, this is so stupid. I can't bring myself to do it, but maybe I will. If there's enough community pressure, I'll buy it. How about that?
There's me pressuring, so yeah.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. Crichton finally says, I'm gonna decimate you on this point. I would love to see the best console players versus the best PC players. How do you think that goes, Tanner?
Here's the thing. Probably most of the people who are going to be listening to this are on console, but the PC player would destroy them.
It's not even a matter of like PC players are better people. They're more moral. They have higher IQs. They have more money. They get more pussy. It's not about those things. Now, those things are all true, obviously. But the reason a PC player... That was a joke, by the way. Console guys, relax. Tanner and I play on PC, obviously. I'm joking. But the reason you would do way better on PC is for two reasons. One of them is hardware related. So a PS4 is limited to 60 hertz... 60 frames per second. You can get whatever hertz display you want, but you're locked at 60 frames, and you're also locked at 90 field of view. When you're playing against a PC player with a good system, they've got a 240, 300 hertz monitor. They're pushing that same amount of frame rate. So they're seeing, 5 times as many frames as you are? It's way easier to track that way. Like track enemies, see things, make micro adjustments to your aim, and they can expand their field of view to whatever they want. So, I mean, you could turn a corner and not see someone who is looking right at you because their field of view is so much wider. So that's advantage number one. But even if the next gen consoles are just as good as a PC, which is not going to happen, by the way, and all of those hardware limitations were eliminated, one person is aiming with one digit, their thumb, and the other person can aim with their entire arm. So the degrees of movement that you are allowed to have when you're aiming with a mouse is an entire limb. So you have this entire chain of custody with respect to your aim, and you can make adjustments at every single level. So I can adjust my shoulder, I can adjust my elbow, I can adjust my wrist to get to a particular point on the screen. If you're playing on console, you can literally only use your thumb. So you can make much finer, more detailed adjustments with your entire arm with a mouse than you can with a console. That is why aim assist exists for console. Because if you played without aim assist, you would quickly realize how difficult it is to aim with your thumb. You would be shocked. In fact, I challenge you to do an experiment. Play for an hour without aim assist if you're on console and see how much harder it is than you thought it would be. Aim assist is very important for that reason. Console players need it because you just cannot compete with your thumb aiming with a joystick versus an entire mouse. So even if the console players had aim assist like they do now, I still think they would get fucking destroyed by the best PC players. I think the skill gap in console is a lot narrower than on PC. So the worst PC player is more terrible than the worst console player because the console player at least has aim assist to help them. But the best PC player is going to be better than the best console player because they're so good that their aim is consistent enough to where the aim assist for the console player is not going to overcome the speed with which the PC player can snap to people accurately and reliably. That was a huge tangent, and I apologize, but I take my chat seriously. So if you want to be taken seriously, again, twitch.tv/Razanon. Follow, notifications on. Wednesday, Saturday night, 7 p.m. You can ask your own goddamn questions, and I'll answer them with that level of detail. So, anyways, next thing. AK-70...
Hold on.
Go ahead, Tanner.
Is that all the info you looked up about the Tamagotchi? Did you read anything else about it?
No, I didn't read anything else about it.
Okay. It's actually pretty dope. I started watching Ace's video. I didn't have time to finish it. But it's like there's a... Okay, don't. There's like, I guess, secrets to it. Okay, it's the only watch that changes from game to game. So it follows, the thing hatches. If you don't feed it or whatever, it dies. Like that stuff actually happened. We can make a full episode on this.
I'm buying a Tamagotchi tonight, and so are you. So now we have to research this. I thought it was all within one game. So
no. This thing stays, and if it dies, you start over. Like I remember Ace was tweeting, he was like, I don't even know how to get it to hatch. Next thing I know, today he has a 9-minute video on. I didn't have time to watch it. I wish I did.
Very interesting.
So it actually sounds pretty cool.
It sounds intricate and complicated. It doesn't sound cool. That is not the fucking word I would use.
It sounds fucking terrible.
Now, like I said in that Instagram DM, am I going to buy one? Absolutely. You've convinced me once again. Yes, Crichton, this is really in the game. You know how you have wearable watches? You get a little Digimon on your wrist. So we'll do some research for you. We'll have more info for Saturday's episode. So keep that in mind, listeners. So do you want to tell us anything more about the Tamagotchi, Tanner?
Just that I want it.
Okay, great. Moving the fuck on. AK-74U. Okay, so here's another failure of Infinity Ward. You're welcome. This is why you come to me, because I provide you the real news. In the last patch notes, not the most recent one we're talking about now, but before that, they said they buffed the AK-74U. There's an ammo conversion kit to convert the AK-47's ammo into a smaller caliber round, which is like submachine gun rounds. So they fire faster, but they have less damage and less damage range. In Infinity Ward's opinion, the reduction to damage and damage range when you use this conversion was too severe. So now they've taken the submachine gun ammo, they've kept it with the high fire rate, but they've increased its damage and its damage range. So this patch was supposed to have gone through like a week ago, but it actually did go through yesterday. I tested it, as many others have. Have you used this at all, Tanner?
I haven't even played since the patch, really.
Okay.
Barely.
Well, I did use it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yes, it's pretty good. So I think I would need to more precisely refine what exact setup I would want to use to like really squeeze out all of its utility. Because like one thing you could do, there's a bunch of SMG attachments on the AK-47. So you could make it like no stock, stippled grip tape, short barrel, and then the conversion kit and like a 5 milliwatt laser, and it performs exactly like an SMG. The problem when you do that is that it's a middling SMG. There are better SMGs, you know, even after this buff, in my opinion. I haven't used it much, but that's my thought on it so far. So what I've been trying to do is use like what I was using was monolithic suppressor, submachine gun ammo, no stock, or excuse me, skeleton stock, Merc foregrip to control the recoil because it's a lot of recoil, especially at long range, and stippled grip tape. So I kept the barrel. I didn't touch the barrel. So that essentially meant I had the assault rifle barrel, which is just the stock barrel if you don't equip anything. So I can keep a little more range than a normal SMG. And then the monolithic suppressor to give me even more range. And then a bunch of SMG attachments to keep the sprint out time fast enough to where I could actually use it like an SMG. And it was performing pretty damn well. I had some pretty good games with it. So I don't know if it's going to make, I wouldn't say this is like the best SMG in the game now, but I will say that the ammo is now viable and you could put it into a unique AK setup that would be, that could be its own niche of like an SMG that works as an SMG and has a lot of range. Kind of like a striker, but with higher fire rate. A lot higher fire rate. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty good. I'm glad they did this, and it opens up a lot of possibilities for the AK just because of how many attachments there are. I mean, you could do something crazy like no stock, stippled grip tape, RPK barrel, and then submachine gun ammo. Like, how would that perform? It's like the LMG barrel with the SMG ammo and SMG attachments. Would it draw fast enough? If it did, how big of an increase to your damage range would that be? Because now you have really, in theory, you'd have really long damage range with an LMG RPK barrel, but you're shooting bullets out really fast like an SMG. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of cool things you could probably do with the AK now. And I'm curious to Frankenstein something up because the cool thing about the AK is that it has 3 conversions. It has assault rifle, well, 2 conversions. It has the assault rifle, the LMG variant, and the SMG variant. So you can mix and match all of those and make like a cool Frankenstein kind of gun that I think would be fun to use. I don't think any of those setups would be like the best setup in the game, but I think they could be fun and maybe pretty competitive. So that would be cool. And I'm excited to give that a try. So it's good that they buffed this because it needed the buff. Because before the buff, the conversion kit was not worth using at all.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got an image here for those of you watching. So by the way, if you're listening to this or and you're not here live, I do post the full podcast. Tanner, turn on push to talk with video to my YouTube channel. And if you just search for Razanon, you'll find my YouTube channel. I post a bunch of Call of Duty content, and one of the playlists is called The Dropshot, and it's all of the podcast episodes in full with video. So if you wanted to see the podcast live, I've got Twitch chat on screen. I've got my webcam, Tanner's webcam, so you can see our beautiful faces. And then when we have graphics or videos to show you, you can see those as well. One of the graphics I'm showing you right now is the pre and post patch values for the AK-74, or the AK conversion kit. And these are all courtesy of the exclusive Ace. I get a lot of my info from this guy. Many people who play this game do. I recommend you do the same. He's the only person doing a bunch of in-depth testing that is very reliable. He puts it out right away. He's a really nice guy. His videos are really well edited, formatted. So I strongly encourage you to find the exclusive Ace on YouTube and subscribe to him, because his info is awesome. And that's where I'm pulling this graphic from with the damage ranges and the damage values. So you can give those a look on his channel, or if you're watching the video, you can see it here on screen. And then without further ado, that pretty much covers it for recent patches. The next thing we're going over, news and upcoming changes. No Warzone. A lot of people were saying the Warzone was coming on the 3rd. It obviously did not. So now everyone's thinking it's going to be the 10th. Did you think it was coming the 3rd, and do you think it's coming the 10th, Tanner?
I mean, I've been thinking it's coming every Tuesday for like the last 4 weeks.
Yeah,
so
you've been getting baited for a while. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say it's the 10th now, just to be wrong again. Did we talk about on the last episode? You know the streamer Cloaksy? Have you heard of him? He's a big Fortnite streamer.
No.
So somebody posted in his chat. I saw this clip on Twitter. Somebody posted in his chat asking, it was like on Sunday. I think it was Sunday. If he's gonna play COD on stream anytime soon, and he said, yeah. He said, actually, I'm gonna be playing this. He said, actually, yeah, I'm gonna be playing COD this week for something. It's like almost like he kind of slipped up and was like,
when was this
for
released?
something. This was on like Sunday. This video took place. He said, yeah, I'm going to be playing it this week. And this was the week that the rumors were that YouTubers were going to Infinity Ward to record gameplay of it.
Interesting.
I mean, it would be weird they would pick him. He's a really big streamer, but like there's a lot of Call of Duty streamers picked over him. So it could just be something unrelated. Some things other people were saying was like it could just be they're doing another 2v2 tournament like they did with like Dr. Disrespect and like all those players. Could just be something like that. But a lot of people were speculating it's they were recording Warzone this week for release next week.
So, okay. On the one hand, I expect it to be the 10th because all the leaks said early March. If it was the 17th, that would not constitute early March. And these patches, especially that big, are almost always on Tuesdays. However, I will say this. If it's not the 10th, my guess is that it's the 6th. Why do I say that? Because all the Warzone files are likely already in the game from the 70 gigabyte patch that came out with Season 2. The fact that it's already in the main menu, but it just says classified, as far as actual patching goes for Warzone, I bet you all they have to do is just turn on, like, enable people to enter the mode, and then they can load in. Because they have all the elements of it already in the game, or at least a lot of them. And that's further evidenced by the fact that people were able to look at a bunch of Warzone menu items that were obviously in the game, that are obviously in the files right now. They're already patched in. So I wouldn't be surprised if they released it this weekend, Friday the 6th or Saturday the 7th. And then they said, hey, surprise, you didn't expect it because you thought it was Tuesday. Have fun. You know, I wouldn't be surprised by that. On the other hand, if they are recording videos with big streamers like this, wouldn't they want to release the videos like a week before at the earliest or the latest?
Exactly. So that's the next thing I was going to say is, are they going to record a trailer and release the trailer like with the patch notes saying, hey, Warzone's out, here's a video? Like, I don't know. I know Gaming Revolution was saying how they kind of missed the point with marketing and that it was super hyped up and they just shot down all the hype. But the thing is, it was mostly only hyped up because of leaks. So, like, of course they're not going to go off of that hype because it was leaked. They're still trying to pretend like nothing was there yet. But I don't know. I kind of agree with that. I feel like they have the chance to hype this up more, and they've done a very poor job with it. Their whole marketing is just not the best, it seems.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I feel like it's been a main menu button for too long. You want to do that for like a week max, in my opinion. People get real excited about it, and then you release it like a week later.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Okay, there we go. Something happened.
Yeah, that was weird. But yeah. Say something?
I got 1 bar on Discord. Now it's good. Okay,
Yeah.
we're good, I think.
Okay, yeah, your internet cut out for a second. Okay, so yeah, I think I agree with that. But okay, so if you had to guess between this weekend or Tuesday, what would you say?
Tuesday.
You'd say Tuesday? How much you want to bet?
1 Tamagotchi watch.
Okay, I was gonna say that. All right, so I'll bet you 1 Tamagotchi watch that it comes out this weekend.
That's weird. Are you the leaker? Are you the gaming revolution?
Absolutely fucking not.
You're not smart enough for that shit.
So, okay, all right, so the bet has been made. We're both gonna buy the Tamagotchis tonight, but then one person can just... So it's basically $10, but it's more exciting to say the Tamagotchi, so keep that in mind. All right, okay, so the bet's been made. I think it's gonna be this weekend. Because releasing it on a Tuesday, I don't know. I just don't see it. I think it's going to be this weekend. Because they also want to throw everyone off, and I think there's some spitefulness that is brewing at Infinity Ward, and they hate when they prove the gaming revolution right. So I think even just to spite him, they would be like, oh, you think it's coming out Tuesday? Fuck you. It's coming out this weekend. Get it wrong, bitch. I wouldn't be surprised at that at all.
Good point. That's a fantastic. They hate this guy. Yeah, they're striking everything. That's a great. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
So we'll see. We'll fucking see. But so keep that in mind. General game commentary, IRL misc. So as I told you at the beginning, what's up, Destro? How's it going, by the way? Destroyer Dom is in the chat. Like I said, this is streamed live. Not going to go over it again. Twitch.tv/Rasnon. So, as I said at the beginning of this episode, we are changing the podcast format slightly. Basically, what we're doing is increasing the number of episodes from 1 to 2 per week. Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific are going to be the same format you're used to, which is the format we've done right now, which is going over recent patch notes, upcoming changes, and then a little bit of bullshitting at the end. We're going to be doing that, like I just said, on Wednesdays. And then on Saturdays, instead of doing this, we're going to be doing more general Call of Duty stuff. So for this Saturday, our topic is going to be the Damascus grind, tips on the Damascus grind, thoughts on the Damascus grind, which guns we liked, didn't like, things roughly related to that. In addition to nuclear tips. So how to get a nuke, what gun to use, what perks to use, what maps you're looking for, what kind of play style you want to have, what kind of equipment you want to be using. We're going to get granular, like real detailed about what you want to be doing to get yourself a nuke. And I've done a video on this. I'm going to be doing another video on this soon. But in addition to those things, it'll be helpful, I think, for Tanner and I to have a dialogue in a podcast format so that we can really go above and beyond in getting into levels of detail that I wouldn't really be inclined to do even in a YouTube video. So that is what we're going to be doing Saturday. That's going to be 7 o'clock Pacific time, as I said. So once again, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Razanon. Tanner, what is this next note we have here?
I was just wondering, remember when the season came out and we thought we were going to get weekly gunfight tournaments, and so far we've had one?
No way. Did they say weekly?
No, that's just what it made us sound like. Everyone was thinking like, oh, weekly gunfight tournaments. Just like, dude, just how hard is it? It's the same format. All they have to do is change the rewards. They could easily do a weekly tournament. It's the simplest thing.
I think weekly would be reward. I think weekly would be excessive. I think once every 2 weeks would be perfect, though.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know. Since we always win gunfight tournaments the first time we play them, it's not that big of a deal.
This is true. This is true. But I would like more gunfight tournaments. I mean, there have been literally 2 in 3 months. That pace doesn't work for me.
No.
Even once a month would be better. It would be an improvement. But I think once every 2 weeks would be fucking awesome. Those are so fun, man. And they're fun to stream, and I get a lot of viewers streaming them too. They're super hype. So that would be nice. And then
They are.
And then the last thing Tanner wanted to talk about was how his ribbon challenges are going.
No,
So
I
why
want
don't
to
you
see how
tell us,
yours were
Tanner?
going. How are your ribbon challenges going?
Here's how my ribbon challenge is going. I've never looked.
That's crazy.
I haven't looked once. I don't give a fuck about the ribbons, dude.
Okay, so listen. This season ends. Or not, I mean, not ends. You're almost 155 because you're a virgin nerd loser with that no job. You're almost 155, right?
Okay.
You have Damascus. You have the nuclear calling guard.
I do.
What
I do have
else
those
are you
things,
going to
'cause I'm a
do?
good player.
What are you going to do?
Frag out, dude.
So,
I'm going to make fire.
be so mad.
I'm going to make fire YouTube
Okay.
and podcasting content for
Okay.
my loyal viewers and followers and
Okay.
people who want me to succeed. That's what I'm going to do. Instead of wasting my time for some stupid fucking emblem that I'm never going to use anyway. Because if I don't have the season 0 emblem, then I don't want any of them.
It's crazy. I know somebody who has it. It's pretty rare. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. If it's for Damascus, just get rid of your life and play 24/7. True, Destro. Very true. We have some tips to speed it up, though. That's the main thing. Because there are definitely faster and slower ways to do Damascus. Tanner did it the faster way, and I did it the slower way. So we can educate you guys on how to do it as fast as possible. And, I mean, when we were doing Damascus, we had to look up like 8 separate YouTube videos on how to get it, because a lot of the camo challenges are poorly written, so you won't get progress even though you think you should. So we're going to sum all of those videos up instead of making you scour the internet for this information. We're just going to put it into one podcast. Like, okay, you have to be running this perk for this camo to unlock. This counts as a ground streak, shit like that. So we'll sum it up for you guys a lot. So anything else, Tanner?
Nope.
All right. All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you all for listening, watching, viewing. As I said, this podcast is streamed live at twitch.tv/Razanon. Go drop your boy a follow. Go turn on notifications. I'd love to have you here live in the chat. Additionally, I do stream Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, 7 o'clock Pacific time. We play the video game. I play with Tanner very often. So you can see me just absolutely slapping kids. I'm on YouTube at Razanon. I'm on Instagram at RazanonTTV. I'm on Twitter at Razanon. I'm on TikTok at Razanon. And I don't know if I mentioned Facebook, but I'm on there as well as Razanon. So search anywhere on the internet for my name, Razinon, and you will find me. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback, as has Tanner on Twitter and Instagram. The encouraging comments are just that, very encouraging. We greatly appreciate it, and it is that those have been the impetus for us increasing the number of episodes to twice a week. So it means a lot, and it means so much that we're going to put in a lot more work to this podcast, which behind the scenes we have been doing quite a bit. So I really appreciate that stuff. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot more than you probably think. And then for everyone who's rated the podcast on iTunes, super helpful, and I really appreciate it. We've got 11 reviews. Go review it if you enjoy it. Smash those 5 stars. If you want to, that's a rating, I guess. But if you want to write a review as well, that would be awesome. That helps with discovery a lot. And if I get enough discovery, then I can quit my bullshit 9-to-5 job and make even more content for you guys full time. All you have to do is subscribe and like the fucking podcast and rate it 5 stars. Tanner, where can they find you?
Twitter, Tannerrr.com. TANNERRRR54. Sorry, I couldn't find a shorter name, so deal with it.
Okay. So,
Just follow Razanon. You'll see the tag.
yeah, I'm gonna look into to having Tanner pick a shorter fucking Twitter handle.
I tried when
there's so many consonants. Nothing. It's just not working for me. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks all for watching. This has been episode 8 of the Dropshot. Have an excellent evening, and as always, remember, young kings, stay humble.